Bro, all I want to do is skip school and go to the beach. Who wants to come with me? To the beach, mobile! Three, mic check, 1, 2. Oh, dude, it's because you were muted because he was trying to hear the audio. Okay. Yep, you got to keep it unmuted, otherwise he's not going to be able to hear us. Can't test the audio if you can't hear him. Like, dang. Pat, can you hear us, Pat? Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2.
All right, sounds good.
Good? All right. Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Khan. Today, we're going to go to the beach and enjoy the last days of summer. So, we are going to be cooking a nice little shrimp appetizer that I made. It's going to be shrimp in a tostillo scoop with the pico de gallo that we made last week. But if you don't have that pico de gallo ready, you can always go and grab some sunrise salsa and that'll work also. But first things first, we're gonna learn how to sharpen some knives because dull knives are dangerous. Okay, so today we're going to be learning how to sharpen our knives. Okay, we're just gonna take a simple, this is a two-sided sharpener. This will have a coarse side and a fine side. The coarse side will take out like the large chunks of your material. You want to shave the blade to form it correctly, so you're going to want about 10 to 20 good passes. And you want to put firm pressure down because you want to be shaving the metal. You want to shave it to form it, and then we'll use the other side to polish it, make it smooth. So right now we're giving it a rough form. Over, give it about 20 passes through. And like that, you're done. Your knife is sharp and ready for use. Remember, sharp knives are safe knives. Okay, so today we're going to be... All right, now that you know how to sharpen your knife, you're going to want to grab all your items and you're going to actually prepare your shrimp at home, unless you're going to grill it at the beach on a barbecue. But this is how you would grill your shrimp at home. So for this, you're going to need 1 bag of shrimp, and you're going to need some salt and some butter. I'm using some non-dairy butter. So you're going to turn your heat to high, and you're going to throw throw your butter in there.
Did you guys turn up the audio?
That's heating up. We're gonna want to rinse our shrimp. Just give it a quick rinse. All right, shrimp is all washed. All the butter is melted. Drop your shrimp in there. Here, I'll take a little bit of salt. Apply it all over. Salt and fat is a good combination. For all you beginner chefs out there. So then you just give it a quick toss. You're going to want to let it cook for about 10 minutes or until all the shrimp is red. Be careful when you're flipping it because you got oil. Don't recommend beginners flipping it. It's just a chef's lazy way of flipping everything all at once. But if you can't or aren't certain of your flipping skills, you can always just manually flip them. Make sure they're all touching the bottom of the pan. They're not sitting on top of each other. Close. You don't want to overcook the shrimp. Otherwise, they're going to get rubbery, but we don't want to undercook the shrimp. Just enough so they firm up in our, give you a nice firm, funky texture. I wish you guys could smell this. The smell is fantastic. This is going to be amazing, guys. Can't wait to take this to the beach. Okay, we're going to want that to have a nice golden texture. Now remember, I said you don't want to cook it, but at the same time you want to sear the outside. So you're going to want your heat to be really high. Really, you're going to be flash cooking it. All right, and everything looks good. We're going to put it into our clean bowl. Turn off our heat, put it into our clean bowl, and let it rest for let it cool down for a while, and then we're going to remove the tails, and it'll be ready for transport. So for this, you're going to need. All right. Now that you have all your shrimp prepared, we're going to put on our gloves. Gloves are cheap. Healthcare is not. So always try to glove up when you can. All right. Then we're going to prep our avocado, okay? So the avocado, you're going to want a firm, but like it should give. If you squeeze it, it should have like a little bit of give. It shouldn't be green or like rock hard. Okay, so you're going to want to cut it in half. Take out the core, set aside. Use your spoon, scoop it out. Voila. Got a nice, perfect half of an avocado. Okay, there we go. Now you're gonna wanna just cut them into slices. Just rough chop. I want to plate them. All right. Now that we got that ready, I like to change gloves just so the avocados doesn't get everything all greasy, the avocado fat. Just so I have clean hands. Instead of having to go wash my hands, I just change the gloves. Now, we'll grab some chips, grab some Tostito scoops. Preferably get the ones that are intact. Okay, you're gonna use it as like a bowl to hold your shrimp in. All right, now that we got our chips lined up, we are going to take off the tail of our shrimp and put them into the little scoops. Actually, all right. So, and then we're going to actually, let me put the salsa in there first. My scoops aren't the usual deep bowl. So we're gonna wanna take our pico de gallo or our salsa, pre-made salsa, and we're gonna put it right in the scoop, like how you normally would. There we go. Much better. All right. Generous helping. All right. Now that we got our salsa done, all right. Now that that is ready, change gloves. Then we will slice up some lime so they can squeeze it on top after it's all done. So again, we're going to roll the lime, concentrate all its juices, and we'll cut them into nice size, maybe like eighths or quarters. So you can either place it flat down and cut, but I don't like the juices to waste down there, so I cut them face up. And this one we can cut into thirds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's a good size lime right there. Go. Avocado pieces were a little too big. So cut them in half. There. Now you can salt the avocados before you put them on there, but I already salted the shrimp, so it's gonna have enough salt, I think. And this last one, we'll get a nice size avocado. All right. And there you have it. Just squeeze a little bit of lime on top, and it should be good to go. You want to put this on? All right. So there we go. Perfect size. Oh, I think I see my friends Owen and Sabrina there. You want to come over here? You want to come over and join my picnic? Oh man.
Fancy seeing you here.
Oh yeah. I decided to skip school and go to the beach.
That is so real.
All right. Squeeze some lime on there
Of course.
and then enjoy.
My thing's falling apart.
Oh no, don't destroy my artwork. All right.
Phenomenal texture. The taste is really great. There's a lot of moving parts going on.
Perfect amount of salt too.
Definitely, yeah. I think I'd probably sacrifice someone for more of this.
Oh.
I mean, this is top quality.
That can be
I
arranged.
highly recommend it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cooking with Con.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Stretch. My name is Selena. I'm your host. And in this episode, we're going to be focusing on a few different things, some things about nutrition, as well as different stretches for the hamstrings to help if you are trying to improve for flexibility in your legs or if you're working on getting your splits. So before we get started, I'm going to show you guys a short video of a few different snacks that I like to eat, and kind of why I like them. So like that. All right, so in this short little video, I'm going to be talking about a few different snacks that I really like and different things that I also really like doing when I'm hungry or when I need something to ease my hunger but not get me entirely full. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about some smoothies. So whether it's smoothie bowls, just a regular smoothie, or an acai bowl, they're all equally really good. Have a lot of different fruits in them, and they're also something that is light but will also ease the hunger. So I have this thing here called a Blend Jet, and it's different than a regular blender because all you need to do is you put your fruit on the inside here, and then you click this button and it blends everything for you. So I've been using this for about 2 years, and it's really easy. I mean, you could put protein powder, do protein shakes in here as well. You can do different fruits and stuff like that, make smoothies. There's so many things you can do and use this for. So I really do enjoy using this. Then for snack wise, so I really do enjoy eating pistachios. My favorite flavor right now is the sweet chili flavor. So this is the bag I've been eating. These are actually expired, so I don't know if that makes a difference or you shouldn't eat them, but like I should probably throw these away because they're getting a little smushy. Another really great idea is freeze-dried fruit, whether it's like these strawberries or any other type of fruits. They're really similar to kind of like the texture of like just eating a chip, but a little bit more soft, and they're also pretty good for you. Another thing that I really enjoy is Baby Bell cheese. Funny story, actually, my first time I ever had a Baby Bell cheese, I was in YMCA care and I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I thought that you're supposed to eat the whole thing. So you know how it comes with like the little wax around it? So I like bit into it and I was chewing on this wax for like 30 minutes before a teacher was like, you're not supposed to eat that part. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, because I didn't really think it was very good. I do love Baby Bell cheese. They're really quick and easy. The only thing about them is when I buy a pack, like I'll literally finish that pack in a day because that's how good they are. Another great snack option that I personally like is the True Fruit, which is like dark chocolate covered cherries. I actually have a bag right now. These are what they look like. They have like regular chocolate, dark chocolate. I mean, obviously if you want to be the healthier route, you can get the dark chocolate. But yeah, so that's just a brief little overview of a few things that I really like. I know, this is more focused on stretching and stuff like that, but I think it's also really important to focus on other things that come along with stretching, such as nutrition, because, if you're eating bunch of bad food for you and you want to go and improve your flexibility or improve your fitness journey, it also includes multiple different things like making sure you're eating the right things and stuff like that. So now that I explained to you guys a few different things, a few different snacks that help ease the hunger, as well as that are healthy for you. These are things you can eat between stretches or just in between work breaks throughout the day. Small little snacks that are not only healthy but also can ease that hunger a little bit for you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the stretch for today, and see what else we have in store. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, awesome. So for today, we're going to be doing a stretch sequence that I did when I was in dance for competitive dance for 10 years, and this was just a stretch for splits and stuff. Before we get started, I'm just gonna let you guys know this video is sponsored by Acacia.com. Right here is a stretch band. similar to like a resistance band, but it's not connected at the bottom. And you can use these for like holding your leg at different positions like this and many other things. I don't think we're going to use it today, but maybe in the future. Okay, now let's get started with the stretch sequence. We're going to be doing each pose for 15 seconds. So I'm going to start with my left leg. You can do right or left, but we're going to start in a lunge position here, and we're going to hold this for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then we're going to drop the knee here. And this, some of these positions may be a little bit more difficult or advanced. So, just take it at your own risk, however you want to do it. And we're going to be doing this on both sides as well. Okay, and then we're going to go back like this. So if you want to do something a little bit more hard, you can put your nose to your knee. All right, and then we're going to flex the foot, and you're going to really feel this in your calf. And if you can't feel it, then that means you're not doing it right. So make sure you pulling it back and continue to breathe throughout this because you don't want to strain a muscle or anything. Okay, and then we're going to go back down this way. We're going to turn and grab the leg here. You can pull it in if you want it to be a little more difficult. Can be kind of hard to balance, but you'll also feel this in your hamstring here. Okay. Now I'm going to do I don't know if this is a pike or what this is called, but we're going to go like this and just stretch out the calves like this, going back and forth. Sometimes I go like this just to stretch my toes. Okay. Now we're going to repeat the same sequence on this side. I'm actually just going to face this way and do my other leg. So we'll hold the lunge. Then drop the knee. Hold that. And then we're going to pull back. Can really feel it on this leg. Okay, and then flex. Okay, and then back, and we're going to grab the knee again, or the foot. And one thing I always tell is try to never make sure that this knee is going over your foot. Not like this. You want to make it so they're kind of straight for that maximum stretch. Okay. So, let me come back up here. So, those are a few stretches that can help you get your splits. If you want to do, if you want to go right into your splits, I don't really recommend that because you can hurt yourself, especially here. But yeah, so that's going to be the sequence for today. If you guys want to come back and rewatch that so that you can practice it more often, then feel free to do that. But without further ado, I think we're all done with today's episode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Creating Head On, the show where I talk about creating. Today, we're going to be discussing the recording process and, in turn, pre-production as a whole. Now, getting the right settings for pre-production is something you should never mess with. A good pre-production makes an amazing post-production. It makes everything easier, so never skip this process. Half the battle with recording whatever you want is making sure that the audio and the video come out perfectly clean beforehand. And this could include sitting at your computer for forever, just trying to get the audio down pat. It's really just the same stuff over and over again. I actually recorded a video that goes over this process. So enjoy this video of the beautiful production of pre-production. Hey there. So I heard you want to join me on the pre-production of recording a video. Sure, you know, it's really interesting to see what goes on. So here, join me. So usually we'll have something like OBS open, for example. And what we want to do is we want to test our audio. We want to make sure that our voice sounds good. So what we'll end up doing is we'll click start recording, and then we'll just talk to the mic and see how it sounds. Hey there, this is me testing the audio. I've got new filters, compressor, expander. I just want to see how this sounds. Perfect, so while that processes, let's go over to our files and we'll see how it sounds. Hey there, this is me testing the audio. I've got new filters, compressor. All right. Now, see, it's a long and arduous process, so you got to make sure that you sit for as long as it takes. Trust me, as long as it takes to make sure you get a good sound. Now, another part about being entertaining is being invested in what you're making. Now, this can range from any different topic. If you're recording video games, you want to make sure you really care about the game you're playing. If you're recording a video for a tutorial, make sure it's something you are fluent in. Make sure it's something you actually practice and you take the time to get better at. If you're not invested in what you're making, why are you making it? It's as simple as that. And that ties in with pre-production too. If you know what you're making and you're invested in it, it makes pre-production lightning quick. It really streamlines the process. You know exactly what you want to get out of it. You know exactly how it'll turn out. It's really something you can't skip. Now, for me personally, I like to make videos about games. That's primarily what I do. So for me, you got to make sure you're entertaining. It's as simple as that. You're creating so other people can see. It's a lot more complicated than it seems, especially if you're not quick on your feet. There's almost like a constant pressure to perform and to do as much as you can. And getting over that, even as someone who's very extroverted as I am, trying to get over that and being quick on your feet and thinking, it's definitely hard, and it takes a lot of getting used to, definitely. And this ties back to being invested in what you're recording. If you really care, you know the ins and outs, you can deliver the information you need to while also being entertaining, doing it in a nice, fun way that is captivating. Now, an important part of production, moving on to production, is making sure everything is going smoothly. Now, this is a lot of trial and error. I have a little personal anecdote. I tried recording a game I recorded for about an hour and 20 minutes. I was very invested in this recording. To put it lightly. I checked my recording software, and 5 minutes and 30 seconds in, it had completely frozen and stopped recording. The whole thing corrupted 5 minutes in. It's definitely heartbreaking to find out that something you are invested in and being entertaining in just doesn't really work. And that's where today's sponsor comes in. I would like to thank Acer Monitors for sponsoring this segment. You always need a second eye. Having a second monitor it's night and day for producing videos, especially if it's localized on your computer. Having a second monitor to check and monitor what's going on, I couldn't live without it. And Acer monitors are affordable at a great quality. I got my 144 hertz 1080p monitor for dirt cheap, and it works beautifully. So again, thank you to Acer Monitors for sponsoring the segment. So I can talk all I want about production and pre-production. However, you're only going to get better at it if you do it. Simply put, it's trial and error, and it's trial by fire. You really have to just get in there and do as much as you can. You only learn by failing, like how I learned by getting a second monitor. Thanks, Acer. You learn what are your best settings, what are the things you record, what are the things you talk about during the recording. And more importantly, you learn your own production flow. You know what works best, what doesn't work best. You move at your own pace. So, with all of that being said, thank you for watching, and get out there and record. say something.
Something. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Breakdown, the show where we show you how to make beats. Last week we were doing our Travis Scott beat, and we were making the chords, the melody, and the bass line. And for this week we will be focusing on the drums. For this week we will be stylizing our drums in the style of OZ, and I have a video to show what that all entails right now. In order to get that Birds in the Trap Scene McKnight bounce, we'll want to take some notes from the producer OZ. Now, OZ is a producer out of Switzerland who has Turkish roots. He began his beat-making career in 2008, and he has since become one of the most popular producers of all time in the rap genre. Even if you don't know his name yet, you probably have heard songs such as Sicko Mode, Highest in the Room by Travis Scott, Life is Good by Future and Drake, or Toozy Slide by Drake. He has two placements off of Birds in the Trap Scene McKnight by Travis Scott. Those include The Ends and Outside. His beats have a very unique bounce to them, and that is what we'll be trying to emulate in order to complete our beat today.
Speak. Give us a certain.
Alright, so now that we have some background information, I think it's time to get started. So I will be using this drum kit. It is from Dope Kit. It's the OZ drum kit. As you can see, there is a ton of different sounds on it. There's bass, 808s, hats, and snares, and just everything that you would need to make this style of music. And I will be playing it off of this speaker, this JBL speaker, which is the sponsor of today's stream. JBL is your #1 shop to get high quality speakers at a reasonable price. These are the highest quality speakers on the market. Take it from me. My parents have been using the JBL speakers for many years. They have saved us countless times. We've used them at parties. We've used it when we were just cleaning the house. They are very, very high quality and just have a very sleek design. They are designed to be very portable. Like, this just simply fits in my backpack and takes up next to no space. I highly, highly recommend that you use this speaker, or just any JBL speaker for that matter, whenever you're working in music or audio. I mean, just playing my music from my computer is not going to cut it, and I obviously can't use headphones because how else is anyone going to hear it? But for this stream, this has worked like a charm, and I highly recommend it to anyone. Alright, first, before we actually start making the drums, I noticed that all of our sounds are being played out of one pattern right now. So I would like to separate that, and to do that, I'm just going to open it up. As you can see, it's on Scorch. So I'll keep this one. These are the chords for Contact 7. I'm just gonna Control X to cut it, and then press this key. Hold up. Technical difficulties here. Okay, well, usually I'm able to get a new pattern, but I guess not. I guess we'll just clone it twice. That'll have to do. And so for this, we'll just go to contact 7, paste it, and then delete the scorch and scorch 2. We'll just drag that, drop it in. And for pattern 3, we'll delete this scorch. And yeah, I think we're ready to roll. Just gotta drag it in. I think what I'd like to do is just Control B to paste it over a few times. We'll have just introduce some of the melody, and then we'll put our drums in. I think we'll just take some of that out, and there. We'll see how that sounds at the end. So I think what I'll start with, first I gotta create a new pattern for the drums, and I'll put this in measure 17. Control B to paste it over a few times, and we'll cut that out. And then I think we'll just start off with a kick. That one sounds very solid. And then we will just press on the scorch number 2 and go to the kick. And we can just drop it in wherever we want it to be. Usually you would want it on C5. That's kind of just where the usual sound will play. And we'll Alright, I think that's a pretty good pattern right there. Next, I'll move on to the closed hat, or the hi-hat. Probably turn that down. Open up the pattern again. We'll just do all the drums into one pattern, but you can always separate it out. And we'll just Control B it a lot, and then we can manipulate these a little bit later. And that was way too much. I think a snare would sound good. We'll use that one, and we can change it later, of course. And we'll just put it in the middle of each measure. To spruce it up, we can add another snare. And we'll just open it up in the pattern. Okay. I think we'll add an open hat and maybe something else. Open it up. Usually you'll want to play these in quarter notes, so like first, third, or second and fourth of a measure, assuming you're in 4/4. Okay. I like that. And I think we'll do some hi-hat rolls. To do that, we can just open up the hi-hat and we can see what we're dealing with. Usually I like to go step for the rolls. I'll put it an octave lower. And you can do some that are like super low too. Has a good sound to it. I think we'll add one more here and then probably one more in the last bar. I think we'll even do this one even faster. I think I'll do a triplet roll. And I think I'll just copy this little pattern right over. I'll do one more right here just because it seems a little empty. I think that kind of concludes it. We'll just play it from the beginning. I think that concludes today's stream. Thank you all for stopping by, and we will see you in 2 weeks for the final episode of Breakdown.